Hello everybody, Laura back again, and this time I'm working with my 22 pin Sentro rabbit, and I've got this drilled down as tight as I can, so I will do my best to keep my head out of the way and point things out to you. This is the black needle, the rest of the needles are white, so this is the starting needle, those are the ears, this is the yarn holder, and this right here on the front is the tensioner, and it's got 3 holes, and I will try to explain that to you once I get to that point. What I'm showing you, try to teach you. Ha, say it again, Laura. What I am teaching you today is how to cast on. So, I want a certain, just a length of yarn. So I just throw that down inside the hole, and this thing is already very staticky from just me running waste yarn through, trying to keep get the thing going, get it used to moving. Okay, so on the first pin, the black pin, also known as a needle, I'm going to catch that one, and I'm just going to let that string go, and then I'm going to go behind, catch it, and then I'm going to go behind these 2 little pink things. Okay, then I'm going to get ready for the next one to catch it on the hook of the pin, the needle. Then I'm going to go behind those 2 little pink things, and I'm going to get it. So it's an in front, behind. Whoops, I'm caught on the bottom. There we go. Behind. In front, behind. In front, behind, and that's what we do. And I'm sorry if my hands are in the way. This top-down idea I'm working with. So behind, in front, behind, in front, behind. Okay, so far so good. Sorry if I got my head in the way. In front, behind. Come on. In front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind. And then move it a little bit. Bring it into my yarn holder. Then down to my tension. And we're going to go with the second one. There's 3 holes, really small one, little about in the middle, and a little bit bigger. The little small one I do 3 yarn in, 3 weight. The middle one I do 4 in, and the bigger one I would do 5 in, or something with a halo. I'm going to make sure that we are centered again. Okay, so now that we're at that point, that's the casting on. In front, behind, all the way around. And then once we've gotten to the first pin again, or the first needle, then we want to go kind of slow that first full round here. Make sure that, get my hand under there, that we're going to catch every single needle. It's going to get that yarn. After the first few, which I'm now on the second. Uh-oh. Don't know what happened there. Probably a tear in the yarn somehow. Once I'm on, maybe my 5th round, which I'm not there yet. So I'm still going kind of slow, trying to make sure that all my stitches are catching. And hopefully none are dropping. Come on. There we go. Come on. It's having trouble with the ball. Most of the time it works, but not always. Sometimes the ball will fall down on the floor, and I don't want it to do that. Then it'll get caught on all sorts of stuff and cause me all sorts of trouble. Okay, so I've got about 5-6 rows in here. I don't have any drop stitches so far. So now I can speed up a little bit. There we go. Now this, as I said, this is the 22 pen Sentro. It's the rabbit. It's got the little ears. I had thought that this might work for doing sleeves, and it probably would for a child, but it won't work for me. I can already tell because this is all stretched out. Once it's thinner, once it's off the needles, it will be thinner, it will be skinnier, and there's no way it'll fit on my arm. So that's what I'm working on here, is just a test piece. But I thought I'd show you how to cast on. If you have clips or weights, you can put them on the bottom of the material as it's coming out, and it'll help pull it down so that you have less of a likelihood of having tucked stitches or drop stitches. I have made a couple of scarves with a 3-weight yarn, and only one hat. No, I know I made another hat. I know I made another hat. Huh. I don't know where it is. Anyway, I think I made a couple of hats. Oop, whoop. Oh, now it's on the floor. So I just want to get this done. This one's working out very well, except for that split yarn earlier on. So I want to get this done so I can show you how to take it off. Can't find the yarn, it's on the floor. Going as fast as I can. Usually by this time it's all good. As long as it's got that weight down there pulling on it, it keeps the flaws from happening at least too often anyway. Fixing a drop stitch is very easy. It would be really tedious. Would be really tedious if you had to fix it through, a 5-6 foot long scarf from one end to the other. Should be getting close to done here. Haven't seen the end of my string yet. Still don't see the end of my string. Okay, and that should be more than enough. So let's go to the black needle pen. There we go. Find the end of my yarn. Put the needle through. Put the yarn through the needle, not the needle through the yarn. Sorry, I'm getting tired. This is my third video in 2 days. Hopefully you'll get to see some of those. And, okay, so pull that down with the pin. Oops, didn't mean to get my head in the way, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've got the yarn on my needle and I'm picking up the live active stitches. There's one. I have way too much yarn here. I probably could have gone one more round. And there's another one, and you just get your needle in there, and I'm sorry if my head's in the way, darn it, I'm trying not to do that. It's just hard for me to see what I'm doing. Okay. And this should be over here, not under there. Okay. And then this one. So basically, there is this little spot right here. Okay. I don't think I have enough light coming down on this thing, do I? Let's try this. Okay, there's a spot right there. That's where I stick my needle in. And then I come up between those two little plastic pins and I pick up that live stitch and I just lost my needle. So I'm going to whip through this as quick as I can now. So if I get in the way, I'm sorry. And then you'll see it starting to fall off, come off the machine. Making sure I didn't lose a stitch. Which in this case would not be such, would not be, a horrible thing, because this is just a practice piece. Because I want to see how it works up so that I can have an idea how I can use the 22. I think it's going to be too small. Definitely too small for hats. But a thin, lighter weight scarf for even an adult. And I'll show you what I mean by thin here in a moment. Almost done. Because don't forget, this would be a double layer. Okay, basically, if we're doing it as a scarf, we'd be folding it in half. Okay, come on. And then we have to pop this one back up, take that stitch off, put the needle through it, and there we go. All of the live stitches have been picked up. Okay, see what I mean? If you folded it in half so that you have this nice tube and you stretch it out, that would be a nice thin scarf for probably more like springtime. Okay, another option is, hey, this would be great for keeping my wrist warm, right? Or a fingerless glove, which I could come down in here and I could, while I'm running it through the machine, I could create a drop stitch so that my thumb has a hole to go through, right? And then it would sit with my thumb coming through the hole. So this would be great for fingerless gloves, great as a wristlet, obviously shorter than this, to wrist warmers to keep my wrist warm. It's not going to fit much further up on my arm, that's for sure. Got it to my elbow. That's about it. So it could be the bottom half of a sleeve for an adult, but the top half would have to be done with a excuse me, a bigger machine, a 40 pin or 48 pin. Since I don't have the 40, I'll just do it this top of my sleeve or even the whole sleeve on my 48 pin. So there you go. I taught you how to cast on. I taught you how to take it off. And we've seen how small this tube is in relation to an adult. It probably would be great for socks, for just tube socks for little kids. It would probably be great for, I couldn't wear this as a sock. The knitting would bug my feet, but that's beside the point. Definitely could be used to make panels instead of tubes. If I needed something to be just 22 pins, 22 stitches flat, that would work. I could do that while I'm working on something on the 48 pin at the same time. I could have something going, obviously not at the same time because both my hands couldn't do it, right? But there we go. So, all right. Thank you all for watching. Be safe. Bye-bye.